What's up chaps, I'm MagicalMike and recently I played Gran Turismo 2. In fact I streamed the entire playthrough over on Twitch, so if you missed it then well there you go. If anything, when I said that the original game held a lot of memories for me, GT2 probably stands taller in that respect from being a game that I spent way more time with. GT2 is such a fantastic sequel to an already good game. I think it literally improved on every single aspect, minus that one problem with the music being super repetitive. The problem of the game only being able to play one track on repeat still exists, so those endurance races, of which there are now way more, get really old really quickly if you don't pre-mute that music. However, with that out of the way, let's take a look at the improvements. More cars! Tons more, in fact. Remember being able to see all the manufacturers on one screen on the original? Not anymore. Now we have them separated into 4 cities based on region. There's a lot fewer used cars. Only Japanese ones can be bought used, in fact, but the trade-off is well worth it since we get the likes of Shelby, Lancia, I know I'm pronouncing that wrong, Alfa Romeo, Venturi, Lister, and who can deny that beautiful Lister Storm V12 engine? Find me one person. I dare you. There's over 600 cars to drive in this game. 600! I don't think we've seen that many cars in a game, even in most modern titles. There's more circuits! No more getting bored of seeing Grand Valley 400 times. Now you've got Seattle, Rome, Laguna Seca and its spooky corkscrew. Tahiti Road, Grindelwald, which is criminally underused by the way. Midfield, one of my favourites, and as a bonus, Special Stage Route 11 was removed. I say that personally as a bonus, you might have actually liked that track, but I really didn't. And there's more than that as well, and the reverse versions, but it's safe to say that they added a lot more variety and it's very much appreciated. More licenses. Is this a good thing? I would argue that yes, Gran Turismo is well known for the license tests, and I can't really complain about them. They are a lot of fun to do if you don't want to perfect them all, and relatively easy as well. If you do want those gold trophies though, oof. Yeah, it's gonna take some serious practice and patience to nail all of those times down, and as a kid I never could manage that. I did it now though, there's a video on my channel if you're interested, and it feels good to have it all recorded. It's like one of those gaming achievements that actually still means something. The rewards for getting all these golds vary, they can be hit or miss. The S2000 from the B license is a great starter car for example, but the Mitsubishi 3000 GT is a heavy boy and can't brake properly, whereas the FTO is an absolute dream, and the Toyota GT1 with the 99 livery? Oh yes, we need that. Even though there's a few GT1s in the game, this one just carries that little bit of extra prestige and pride for me. I love it. More event types. Rally! The inclusion of Rally in GT2 is interesting. For its time, it felt pretty amazing, honestly, but now that I've played much better rally-focused games and we've advanced through the years, it really doesn't hold up very well anymore. It's still fun, don't get me wrong, but the dirt physics are less than refined, I think, and the exaggerated bumps on the rally stages are absolutely hilarious and maddening at the same time. Alright, time for some launches. Time to get your launch. Launch! We're backwards. We have no control. Everything's fine, it was just for style points. Who doubted me? How bumpy is it in reverse? Very. Incredibly! Wow, what was that? It's fun to see your car go flying through the sky and watching the physics absolutely freak out, but infuriating to lose a rally event because a bump threw your car randomly into a wall, made you do a 180 and then lose all your speed. This probably explains why the rally license tests are incredibly easy. You can do awful in those and still come away with the gold. No problem at all. The tracks are mostly fun though, and there's tons of rally cars in the game to actually throw them around on them. Not to mention you can stick dirt tyres on just about any 4-wheel drive car in the game and rally those as well. So there's plenty of chance to play with lots of fun cars. And there's the 2 hill climb specific cars in the game too. The Escudo and the Cultus. Do I really need to say any more than that? There's more tuning! The options and numbers that could be tweaked in the first game have been improved and separated even further. Tow in and out, diff settings, yaw, ASC, TCS, split changes to the dampers and having bound/rebound settings to be altered separately. Once you get into looking at all of this stuff, you notice that these changes that you can make do alter the cars and how they drive even more than they did in Gran Turismo 1. Everything seems to have an actually tangible effect in this game, which is great. Cars feel nicer to drive by default anyway in Gran Turismo 2, but with some messing around with those tuning settings, you can get some of the harder to handle cars to glide around the track so much more nicely. It's really quite satisfying actually. There's more events, though this is a bit of a negative as well because these events are just a massive grind. The ones that I'm speaking of specifically are the manufacturer events. Just about every other race in the game is only locked behind power limits, so you can happily take a sedan into a supercar race, or a rally car into a convertible race as long as you're under the horsepower limits. Again, potentially a negative as well because it doesn't seem quite programmed right, but you can always just limit yourself accordingly. Those manufacturer events though, yeah, they take a while, and frankly they were just boring. Grind loads of money, buy loads of cars you'll only drive once, tune them a little bit and then slap an almost 100k credit racing mod on them for a single race and then sell them for a measly like 5 to 12k credits again. It's not great if you ask me. I could have really done without all of that, and that's where most of the percentage of the completion comes from too. Shame. But there you go, Gran Turismo 2 still a fantastic game with tons of great cars to collect and drive. Cheers for watching, and now go and play it if you haven't, or if you have, just go play Gran Turismo 2, it's good.